I've made a video on businesses that you can start. I've made a video on side hustles that you can start. And I've made two separate videos on how you can start those businesses. But I haven't really made a video on how you can actually sell. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, the topic of how you can sell anything to anyone at any given time. Don't go anywhere. Here. What's up, guys? Miolan Kosi Akunde, and without further ado, I'm going to start talking about two things you need to know about two things you need to know when it comes to customers buying and when it comes to selling. So the first thing you need to know is that um, people buy. When it comes to buying, people buy emotionally, and then they justify their buying with logic. What this means is that when people want to buy, they don't buy logically, they don't think logically, they buy because of a particular emotion that they are feeling, and then once they have their emotion, they justify that thought of buying with logic. So let me give you an example now. I know someone who just went into a clothing store to browse through the different suits and clothes that they have, and just to browse through. He didn't want to buy anything. He can afford what is in there, but he doesn't want to buy anything. Then the salesperson there asked him, "Are you going to buy anything?" He said, "No, I'm just browsing." And then as he was browsing, the salesperson brought up a suit to him and said, "What do you think of this suit?" The man said, "It's cool, but I'm not buying anything." So the salesperson said, "Just try it on." Then he tried it on, and the salesperson asked him, "How do you feel in the suit?" Then he said, it fits. It's really nice. I even like the designs. It looks like," and as he said, it looks like, he and the salesperson said the same name together, James Bond. So he was like, so you know James Bond?" He said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "This suit is the exact same suit that James Bond wore in his movie." Then the customer was like, "Wow, really? I knew this suit is familiar." And he was like, "You know what? I'll buy it." And he paid for the suit, a $2,000 suit, and he bought it. Why? Because he had the emotion. He felt important. He felt like James Bond in that suit. That's what drove him to buy the that's what drove him to buy it. And before he bought it, he must have justified it logically. He must have justified it logically before buying. So, what are the buying emotions? There are two major buying emotions, which are happiness and fear. And the strongest of them all is fear. What your job is as a salesperson or as a business owner is to tap into those emotions, and make them buy. So if you are tapping into fear, tap into fear as in make them fear missing out on your product, make them fear not having a particular benefit that your product has, make them fear not getting value from, so what is this? Make them fear not getting value from your products, or missing out on whatever it is that your product is offering. With that, once they have that fear, they will justify with logic and buy. If you are tapping into happiness, find a way like that salesperson did to make them experience your product without actually buying it. Then make them happy as they are buying it. Tap into that happiness, then get them to buy. That is your job as a salesperson. So, I want you to recall the last time you were trying to sell something to someone. Just sit down and think. The last time you tried to sell something to someone, were you just saying, you're just telling them about the benefits, the features, and the qualities of the product, or were you constantly pressing those emotional buttons, making sure that they don't leave without considering, at least to consider buying? Were you doing that, or were you just talking about the benefit and the features? So if you are doing the just talking about the benefits and the features and blah blah blah, I want you to move into the other thing, which is to constantly press those emotional hot buttons. Constantly press them. And on a side note, I want you to know that when it comes to selling and buying, so supply must meet demand. Your customers or your potential customers or your target market, that's very important. Target market must be looking for your product. Your supply must meet your demand. You must be able to take your potential customers from hell to heaven. Hell, which is lack of product, and heaven, which is a problem they are having, and heaven, which is the solution that your product provides. So that is on a different note. So the second thing you need to understand when it comes to customers and buying is that people buy themselves out of a situation. They don't buy themselves into a situation. Let me explain further. If you have an issue, or a customer has an issue, Do you think they would buy something to get them into another issue, or they would buy something to get themselves out of that current issue? Which would you think they would? What would you go for? Obviously, the latter. So, that is it. That's it. People don't buy themselves into a situation; they buy themselves out of a situation. I don't want to buy a pen. I want to write something down. To. I don't want to buy a drill. I want to get a hole into a wall or get a hole into wood. I don't want a hammer. I want a nail inside wood. So that is how you should be thinking. That's how you should be thinking. You should find a way to, how do I say this? You should find a way to sit down and think of the benefits, the solutions that your product is offering, and find a way to connect that to the buying emotions, to the emotions of the customer, and get them to buy the emotional triggers of the customer and get them to buy. So I saw a movie. I saw a movie called The Underdog. I forgot the name of the movie. And the character there was like, "Sell me this pen." The person was like, the third person was like, "This pen is good. It's very penny. It's nice." They said, "No, that's rubbish." Then he took the pen and gave it to another person and said, "Sell me this pen." Then the person that I told to sell the pen was like, "Would you please write down your name for me?" Then the guy was like, "I don't have a pen." I'm like, "Exactly. Here's your pen. Buy it." You see, you need to think. You need to find a way to get them out of that problem they have. In the case the person did not have a pen to write something down, and get them to the desired position where they want to be, which is having a pen to write something down. So I hope with that example, I hope it wasn't too confusing. I hope you are able to get something from this video. I hope you are able to understand this. Now, there is one more thing I need to do. I need you to first of all like this video. And the second thing I need to do is I need you to watch the video you're seeing on the screen right now, because it's going to teach you how you can start the best online business or offline business or any type of business you want. So, thank you for watching this. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.